All right, guys, here's what we're going to do today. We are going to play this game. We've been talking about population. We've been talking about how crazy it is 7.8 billion people, 7.9 maybe by the end. Are we going to get to 9 billion by 2050? Are we going to, is it going to go in excess to 12? Who knows, right? When we get together at the main view in 20 years, what will our population be? Will we have a higher life expectancy? Will we be at 79 for female or for males? Will we be at 85 for females? We don't know. 76 and 81 now. Okay, each one of you have a sheet, and we call this the tally sheet for a game that we're going to call ball dicers. And so let me explain what's going to happen. And I know at first you're going to seem like, man, I have no idea what's going on, but we'll play along with that. We'll play a couple rounds together, but it's important that you watch this. And even if you're at home, I'm going to send you a tally sheet. We'll use the video and we'll all play together, but there will be an ultimate winner and there will hopefully not be an ultimate loser. The goal is that you need to stay alive. I'm going to take a grade on this. If you get 0 at any point, you're dead and you do not get points for this. And so it's going to seem a little unfair at first, but there are ways to play this game. And I won't tell you the secrets right now, but I'll tell you the secrets later. But I want to explain what's happening with this tally sheet and how the game is played. You're all going to get a sheet that looks like this. It's called the work yield inventory sheet. On each one of these lines, okay, in 60 seconds, you are literally going to write the words scrape, scrap, struggle, sweat. You can write them in cursive. You can write them in, you could do all caps, however you write. That counts as 1 point. You have to write these legibly, and you will start the next line with scrape, scratch, struggle, sweat, scrape, scratch, struggle, sweat, scrape, scratch, struggle, sweat. You will continue to go on and on and on. That is just an example there. For as many points as you get, you will enter that into this work yield inventory. Okay, so I want everybody to look at their paper right now, okay, and you'll see that you have a work yield inventory. So let's say I got really good and I got like 5. I'm going to put a 5 right there. Okay, the next thing that you're going to see on your sheet is, and it doesn't matter what continent you are, what area, if you're North America, or if you're Africa, if you're Asia, if you're Latin America, or if you're Europe, okay, you're all going to start off the same with that. Then you're going to add 1, okay, for increased population growth. Again, I will go through this in a second sheet so you'll all understand it. So if I go 5 plus 1, that's 6. None of you will have a food machine at this point, okay? But you'll need 50 ball dicers or 50 food points to buy a food machine. You can't buy them in the first couple rounds, but I will tell you that once you buy a food machine, it's pretty sweet. Because whatever number you get there, let's say it's 6, you're going to multiply that by 5. So that instantly takes you up to 30, okay? So you went from having 6 to now 30, and that's pretty amazing. Here's the bummer about this game. There are natural forces cards. So I have a set of cards that I will pick randomly. Some are good and some are bad. Okay, here's the first one, ironically, that just popped up. It says this: government adopts policy to achieve immediate 0 population growth. Numbers in line 2 and 10 stabilize. That's a pretty, we like 0 population growth. And we'll talk about what happens if you get that card. There's other cards like complete national revolution, -20 if you have a food machine, +10 if you have no food machine. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm not going to read all the cards because there are some that are pretty exciting and some that you hope you don't get, like complete nuclear disaster and everyone dies. Okay, hopefully nobody gets that card. Okay, so we'll enter our natural forces cards in. Okay, then we enter our ball dicers from line 15. That's from before. Okay, but we're starting 1. So in your upper right, notice all of you are going to start with a certain number of ball dicers. Here's also the bummer. Okay, depending on where you are, some of you are starting off very good. If you're North America, you have 70. If you're Europe, you have 37. If you're Asia, you have 6. If you're Africa, you have 2. If you're Latin America, you have 8. That's a bummer. Okay, it doesn't mean that you will not be able to survive. It just means that life is going to be slightly a bit harder for you. So whatever your number is, like in this case, I'm North America, so I will put 70 right here. Okay, and I'll add, and now notice that I have cost of living. Okay, everything changes, right? Cost of living is going to go up. Okay, especially if I have some more kids. So I'm going to subtract some stuff there. Line 12 is our transaction planning period. This is very important. Okay, you will either A, be asking people for some ball dicers, please, please, please give me some ball dicers, or you can come up to me and buy a food machine. Whatever you do, you have to put the person's initials. So if I give you a certain amount, so if Tarina asks me for 10 ball dicers, I will put -10 here, and then I'll put TR for Tarina Runkle. Okay, Tarina Runkle then will put +10 JB. Okay, because I gave her those 10 ball dicers. We will then add or subtract our amount, our expenditures for food machines. Everyone will have a 0 there. And then we will subtract for a total. You have to be above 0 in this bottom line. If you are at 1, you're fine. You're still alive. But if you're at 0, you are dead. Now, let me show you an example of what this looks like. And so to just kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. So I'm going to show you some that are filled in, okay? And hopefully this makes sense. Okay, so let's say I'm a really, really good writer. Okay, so I've got 7, okay? That's once again, in your scrape, scratch, struggle, sweat. That means I got 7 lines that are perfect, and I can read those, and they're great. Okay, 7 + 1 is 8. Okay, I do not have a food machine, so there's nothing there, so I still have 8. Hopefully this is making sense at this point. 7 for my writing, +1, +8, I still have 8. Now, let's say I got a natural forces card. I'm not going to tell you what the one is, but here it is, -3. Okay, so now I take 8. Everyone will put in the same number of natural forces cards. I will pull the card. I will tell everybody a plus number or a minus number. Here's -3. There is a 5. Okay, so now it says interline from previous round. Notice this person is Europe. So I go up here to the top. They had 37. So that's where I put 37 right there. Okay, so 37 + 5 is 42. Cost of living is 5. Now I have 38. I subtracted 2. Okay, I gave some to Britt Bailey. Okay, -2 there. Now I have 36. I don't have a food machine, and I'm doing quite fine. Okay, let me go through the second round. We'll do a total of 8 rounds, and this will be over a 2-day thing. So we'll try to do about 4 rounds today, sorry, not today, but Thursday. And then we'll do 4 rounds on Friday. Okay, let's go round 2. Let's say I got a little bit better. This time I got 8. That's pretty good. 8 + 1 is 9. I don't have a food machine, so I still have 9. This time the natural forces card was -2. Okay, let me scroll up here. So 9 - 2 is 7. Okay, now this is where I had on hand from previous round. So down here is my previous round. That's where the 36 comes from. So 36 + 7 gives me 43. -5 for the cost of living. Okay, now I gave 2 more to my other friend, Brandon Wagner. Okay, now I'm at 36. I have no food machines. I'm at 36. Okay, the ultimate goal here is to stay above 0. Again, I know you'll have some questions when we actually do this, but I want to run through this. So look through your sheets. We'll talk about it. Again, those of you who are at home, I will be emailing your sheets to you. Okay? Thanks so much. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.